Someone is planning to knock on your door late at night with Alpha. My beloved child. Tonight, before the world sleeps and before your thoughts drift into silence, I want you to sit with me for a moment. Because something is coming, something you have not seen, something you have not expected, and something that is already moving toward you. Someone is planning to knock on your door late at night with a message you never imagined. And before that moment arrives, I want your heart to be prepared. I want your soul to be steady. I want you to know what is truly happening behind the scenes of your life. My beloved child. You think you are alone. You think no one notices your silent battles, your late-night fears, your unanswered questions, and the heaviness you carry when lights go off and the world goes quiet. But I have seen every moment. Every heartbeat of pain. Every tear that fell without a sound. Every time you thought, why me? Why now? What did I do to deserve this? And tonight, you must understand something that will change how you see everything ahead of you. Because someone is coming toward you, yes, to your door, late at night, bringing something that looks dangerous, looks frightening, looks unpredictable. But my beloved child, things are not always what they appear to be. Sometimes the knock you fear is the same knock that will open the greatest turning point of your life. Sometimes the darkness that stands outside is holding the very light you have been praying for. But before we reach that moment, let me take you back a little. You remember the nights when you stayed awake wondering why life kept pushing you into the unknown? The times you felt you were being emptied out, stripped, broken, tested again and again? You thought all of it was punishment. You thought life was against you. But my beloved child, every moment was preparing you for something. A moment that is almost here. There is a path that belongs only to you. A path carved not by accident, not by luck, but by intention. And tonight, someone has already stepped onto that path. Someone whose presence you have not felt before. Someone who carries a story you are connected to without even knowing it. And yes, they are coming to your door. Late at night. When the world sleeps. When your guard is lowest. When your heart is most vulnerable. My beloved child, I know you want answers. I know the title itself has made your heart race. Someone is planning to knock on your door late at night with a what? With a warning? With danger? With truth? With a revelation? With a request? With news that can change everything? Let me tell you gently. This story is not meant to scare you. It is meant to awaken you. Because there are two kinds of knocks in life. One that destroys your peace. And one that delivers your destiny. Tonight, you stand between both possibilities. My beloved child. You've been sensing something, haven't you? A strange tension in the air. A shift in your surroundings. A feeling that something is moving, even though everything looks still. That is not your imagination. That is your spirit picking up what your mind cannot understand yet. Because someone out there has been thinking about you, walking toward you, carrying something that has weight. Emotional weight, spiritual weight, life-changing weight. This person did not choose this moment by accident. They have been waiting, hesitating, debating whether they should come. They have gone back and forth in their mind, asking themselves if they are ready. And finally, they made the decision. They are coming. Tonight. To your door. But before I tell you more about who this person is, I want you to breathe. I want your heart to settle. I want you to remember that everything that comes into your life has a purpose, a timing, and a hidden message. And this knock will not be any different. My beloved child. There was a time when you trusted too easily. When you believed every smile, every word, every promise. When you let people into your heart without checking whether they came with peace or chaos. And because of that, you were hurt. You were betrayed. You were left standing in the dark without answers. But that was not the end. That was preparation. Because this time, when the knock comes, you will not be the same person you used to be. You are stronger now. Wiser now. You know how to listen beyond words. You know how to sense intention even when someone hides it. And that is exactly why this moment is arriving now, because you are ready. Someone is coming with a message they have been keeping inside them for too long. Something they wanted to say but couldn't. Something they tried to ignore. Something they tried to bury. But truth has a way of finding its path, no matter how long it waits, no matter how dark the night is. My beloved child. Let me take you to the other side of this story. Let me show you what is happening in the mind of the person walking toward you. They are nervous. Their hands are trembling. Their heartbeat is loud. Their thoughts are scattered. They are rehearsing what they will say. They are afraid of your reaction. They are afraid of rejection. But even more, they are afraid of living with the regret of never showing up. So tonight, they are choosing courage. The road they are walking feels longer than usual, as if time itself is stretching. Streetlights flicker as they pass under them. The world is quiet, except for their footsteps. Every step is heavy, not because they are scared of you, but because they know this moment could change everything for both of you. My beloved child. Why your door? Why tonight? Why late at night when everything feels more intense, more emotional, more exposed? Because truth does not like noise. Truth arrives when the world is quiet. When distractions sleep. When hearts are open. When the soul is listening. And your soul has been waiting for this. You may not know what is coming, but your spirit already feels it. That tiny restlessness you ignored. That sudden silence in your thoughts. That strange feeling that tonight is not an ordinary night. All of it is connected. My beloved child. Let me tell you something important before the knock arrives. Not every arrival in your life is meant to stay, but every arrival is meant to teach. And this one will reveal something about who you are becoming. Maybe this person has something to return. Something they owe you. Something they borrowed. Something they took without permission, your trust, your peace, your respect, and now they want to give it back. Or maybe they have something to confess. Something they hid. Something they regret. Something that has been burning inside them for too long. Or maybe, just maybe, They carry a message that was meant for you all along. But my beloved child, listen carefully. When the knock comes, your first instinct will be fear, confusion, doubt. You will question whether you should open the door. You will wonder if this is danger or destiny. But your heart will know. Your spirit will whisper. And you will feel guided. Because the one knocking is not coming to harm you. They are coming to reveal something life has been unable to show you until now. My beloved child. This is only the beginning. The night has just started shifting. The air is beginning to carry the message. And the footsteps are getting closer. My beloved child. Before this night unfolds further, before the truth standing outside your door finally reaches you, I want you to hold my hand and walk with me into the deeper part of this moment. Because now, the footsteps are closer. The air is heavier. And the story you are about to step into is no longer just a feeling, it is becoming real. You may not hear it yet, but someone is only a few breaths away from your door. Their presence is quiet, but their intention is loud. Their heart is trembling, but their purpose is strong. And my beloved child, tonight you will finally understand why life has been whispering to you these last few days, why your dreams have felt strange, why your mind has been unsettled, why your spirit kept telling you that something is about to happen. Because this is the moment everything has been preparing you for. My beloved child. Let me tell you what this person has gone through before taking this final walk toward your home. You see only the knock that is approaching, but you do not yet see the journey behind it, the emotions behind it, the weight behind it. For days, weeks, maybe even months. This person has wrestled with a truth they could no longer hide. They tried to run from it. They tried to bury it. They tried to pretend it didn't exist. But the more they resisted, the more life pushed them toward you. Because some truths do not disappear, they wait. And some connections do not break, they return. And now, my beloved child, that truth is standing outside under the night sky, gathering courage for the final steps. Let me show you where they were, just a few hours ago. They were sitting in a dimly lit room, staring at the wall, holding something in their hands, something they knew belonged to you. Something that carried your memory. Something that reminded them of a moment they cannot forget. Their fingers were shaking. Their mind was racing. Their heart kept whispering the same thought again and again. It's time. I cannot hide this any longer. My beloved child. Do you know what happens when someone reaches the point where they can no longer run from truth? Silence becomes louder. Regret becomes heavier. And the heart becomes honest. That is what happened to this person. Their silence became unbearable. Their regret became painful. Their heart finally broke open. And the moment their heart broke, they stood up. They took a deep breath. They wore their shoes. They walked to the door. And they stepped out into the night. Not knowing whether you would forgive them, whether you would open the door, or whether you would even want to hear what they have come to say. My beloved child, they are not coming to hurt you. They are coming because something inside them refuses to let this night end without facing you. Let me take you into their mind as they walk down the street. The night is unusually quiet. The air feels colder than usual, brushing against their skin like a reminder of everything they failed to say. Every step feels like a confession. Every shadow reminds them of the moments they disappeared from your life. Every passing light reminds them of the warmth they once felt around you, and lost. Their thoughts echo your name. Not loudly. Not desperately. But with a weight that feels like guilt, longing, and unfinished stories. My beloved child. This person carries 3 things with them tonight. The first is fear. Fear of how you will react. Fear of your silence. Fear of the distance they created between you and them. The second is truth. A truth they hid from you. A truth they were too weak to admit earlier. A truth that has followed them every night until this one. And the third. The third is something you are not expecting. Something that will make your eyes widen. Something that will make your heart pause. Something that will change the way you understand this entire story. But before I tell you what that third thing is, you must understand why they hid the truth from you. My beloved child. People hide things not always because they want to deceive. Sometimes they hide things because they are scared you will see the parts of them they are ashamed of. Sometimes they hide things because they believe they are protecting you. Sometimes they hide things because they cannot face their own reflection. And this person. They hid something from you not out of cruelty, but out of fear of losing you. They knew that if you learned the truth too soon, you might walk away. So they stayed silent. And that silence grew until it began to suffocate them. Tonight, they can no longer breathe under the weight of that silence. My beloved child. As they reach the turn that leads to your street, their legs feel heavier. Memories flood their mind, moments with you, words they said, words they should have said, the mistakes they made. And with each memory, their chest tightens because they know that this night may either heal everything, or break everything. But still, they keep walking. Because destiny does not pause for fear. And truth does not wait for perfect timing. They stop for a moment. They look up at the sky. The moon is dim, as if it, too, is holding its breath. They whisper something, maybe your name, maybe a prayer, maybe an apology they wish they could say to you face to face. Then they start walking again. Closer. Closer. Step by step. Breath by breath. Regret by regret. And now, my beloved child. They are standing in front of your building. Their pulse is racing. Their palms are sweating. Their mind is telling them to turn around. But their heart is pushing them forward. Because there is something they must give you tonight, something they can no longer carry alone. Before they reach your door, I want to show you the most important part of their journey, the part that reveals who they truly are. For a moment, they close their eyes and see your face, not the face you show the world, but the face you showed them when you were most vulnerable. And that memory is what gives them courage. My beloved child, this person has realized something powerful. You are the unfinished chapter in their story. The moment they tried to skip. The truth they tried to avoid. The feeling they tried to ignore. The connection they tried to break, but couldn't. And now, the third thing they carry with them begins to reveal its meaning. It is not an object. Not money. Not a threat. Not a warning. Not something dangerous. It is something emotional. Something spiritual. Something that ties their soul to yours. My beloved child. They are coming with a confession. A confession they have practiced. A confession they feared. A confession that has been burning inside them for far too long. What is this confession? Why does it matter? Why is it coming now, in the silence of night, at your door? Because your story with this person was never truly over. It was paused. Left incomplete. Waiting for this night. And this confession will complete something inside you, maybe not in the way you expect, but in the way you need. My beloved child. They have reached your door now. They lift their hands slowly. Their knuckles hover just inches away from the wood. Their heart is pounding. Their breath shakes. This is the moment destiny stops holding back. And in the next heartbeat, they knock. Softly first. Then again. A little stronger. And now, my beloved child. Everything begins. My beloved child. The knock has already echoed through the quiet of your home. It's soft, but it carries weight. It's gentle, but it shakes something inside you. It is just a sound, yet it feels like the world has paused around it. And for a moment, just one moment, you stand completely still. Your breath stops. Your mind freezes. Your heart stumbles. Because you know this is not an ordinary knock. This is not noise. This is not chance. This is the moment fate has been leading you toward in silence. My beloved child, you walk toward the door slowly. Not out of fear. But because your soul is preparing itself. It is like your heart already knows who waits on the other side, even if your mind refuses to accept it yet. Every step you take feels heavier than the one before. You reach the door. Your hand rises. Your fingers tremble against the handle. Another knock, deeper this time. Not desperate, not urgent. But honest. You close your eyes for a moment, as if gathering the strength you didn't know you needed. You inhale. And then. You open the door. My beloved child. There they stand. The person who walked through the night with a truth burning in their chest. The person who carried fear, regret, and a confession too heavy to hide. The person whose footsteps echoed destiny itself. Their eyes meet yours, and instantly, the world around you disappears. It's not dramatic. It's not loud. It's not chaotic. It's still. Tender. Raw. Real. Their face shows exhaustion, fear, guilt, longing, emotions they hid from you for too long. Their lips part, but words refuse to come out. They look down, then back up again. And in that moment, you see the truth that has been chasing them. You whisper, almost afraid to break the silence. What are you doing here, at this hour? They exhale shakily. My beloved child, they whisper inside their own heart, though the words reach you without sound. I should have come sooner. They take a small step closer. Please, don't close the door. Not tonight. Not before I say what I came to say. My beloved child, you keep the door open, not because you fully trust them, not because everything is forgiven, not because you know why they're here. But because your soul tells you this moment isn't meant to be avoided. They look into your eyes, and finally, slowly, the confession begins. My beloved child, their voice cracks, I owe you the truth. I owe you the words I should have said when you needed them the most. You don't interrupt. You simply listen. Because something inside you knows this night is about to unfold a truth that once had no voice. They swallow hard, holding something in their hand, something small, wrapped, protected, almost sacred. But before revealing it, they speak the confession they carried through the darkness. I walked away from you, they say softly. And I told myself I had reasons. I told myself I was doing the right thing. But the truth is, their voice trembles. I was afraid. My beloved child, you feel a shift inside you. A memory rises. A wound stirs. A forgotten ache wakes up. Afraid of what? Afraid of losing you? Afraid of their own emotions? Afraid of the truth they're only now brave enough to say? They continue, their voice breaking into pieces. I was afraid you would see the parts of me I kept hidden. I was afraid you would walk away first. I was afraid I wasn't enough for you, so I left before you could reject me. My beloved child. People break hearts not because they don't care, but because they care in ways they cannot handle. And tonight, standing in front of you, this person is finally facing the consequences of the fear they once chose over honesty. They reach into their pocket, the same pocket that held something from their past, something connected to you. Their hand shakes as they pull it out. When they open their palm, your breath catches. Because there it is. The thing they carried through the night. The third thing I told you about. The thing heavy with spiritual meaning. It is not money. Not a gift. Not a threat. Not a warning. It is your letter. The letter you wrote long ago. The one they never answered. The one you thought they threw away. The one that carried the words you meant from the deepest part of your heart. My beloved child, they whisper, I kept this. I read it more times than I can count. I carried it with me everywhere. I pretended I didn't care, but I cared more than I knew how to admit. Your eyes soften, but confusion still lingers. Why now? Why tonight? Why this confession after all this time? They continue, voice thick with emotions they can no longer hide. I came because I cannot run from the truth anymore. Not from you. Not from myself. Not from what you meant to me, and still mean. My beloved child, there is a moment of stillness between you. A moment where the universe seems to hold its breath. Waiting for your heart to speak. And then, something unexpected happens. They take a deeper breath. Their eyes soften in a way you haven't seen before. And they say the words that reveal everything.